start. Good, good. Okay, we're going to start with our set of exercises, which are just warm-up exercises, and they're taken from Qigong. The difference between Qigong and Tai Chi, actually Tai Chi evolved from Qigong. Qigong is very old, maybe even can be traced back to Stone Age times, and which is a few thousand years ago, something like 5,000 years ago. So there's evidence that people were actually doing Qigong back then, and in fact, doing the same exercises that we're going to be doing today, or variations of those exercises. The other difference between Qigong and Tai Chi is that Qigong are a set of individual exercises, whereas Tai Chi is a set of exercises that are strung together in a certain format, one move following the other in a specific order. And of course, the other aspect is that Tai Chi can be used for self-defense, whereas Qigong is more for health exercise. It's more for health than doing self-defense. Although you see the self-defense application motifs in the Qigong exercises. Sometimes I point that out. So let's go ahead and begin. And I always like to begin with taking a nice big, what I, in this case, call an opening breath. It's the same as a closing breath, which we sometimes do after each exercise. So what we're going to do is we're going to, and for those people, I'm going to go into a lot more detail than I would if we were here working together and you can see what I'm doing, because there are some people in the class that are visually impaired to some degree or not, and they need more verbal cues than I would normally give in a class in person. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our hands out to our sides, palms facing up. We're going to imagine that we're scooping up energy from the earth up over our heads, and then turn your palms down, pushing down in front of you, and come back down to your lap or to your sides. Now, it's a little bit hard for me to talk and breathe at the same time, but breathing is really important in Tai Chi. And what I mean by that is I can't follow the breathing rules if I'm explaining things to you, but I'm going to tell you what those rules are. The rules are simple. In Qigong, you want to breathe in as you stretch. So this opening movement is a take in breath movement. And we reach the apex at the top, we turn down and we pull the energy down from the heavens. We're going to exhale slowly as we push down and relax. So it's inhale, pull up, exhale, push down, very gently, slowly. Most important thing in both Qigong and Tai Chi is slow and relaxed, okay? Deep breath in, relax, breathe out. Let's put our hands on our lap. Let's bring our hands up, fingers pointing down, relax. The arms are straight out. Turn the palms facing down and push down to your lap again. All right, so up gently, fingers pointing down. Inhale, we're stretching. Breathe in, turn the palms down. Exhale, push down. Come up one more time. Breathe in. Rotate the palms so that they're facing your chest and pull in. Breathing in. Push the palms facing out. Push away from your chest. Breathing out. Change so your palms are now facing each other as if you were holding a ball out in front of you, arms straight out. And now open your hands up all the way, arms straight back and out, trying to touch your shoulder blades together. And this is a stretching mode. So you're going to breathe in, right? And then slowly Push back, arms straight out, push, push, push back the center to holding your ball again out in front of you. Rotate the palms in, pull in, breathe in, push the palms facing out, push out, breathe out, open, extend out, both hands all the way to the back, touching the shoulder blades together, breathe in, breathe out, and just keep going, in, out, relax, stretch out, open, close, in, breathe in, out, stretch back, close, and then continue with this, but this time I'd like you to kind of close your eyes halfway and look out into the distance. See if you can look past whatever's in front of you. And now try to extend your vision peripherally as far as you can, still relaxing your eyes so that you take in whatever you can, both in your complete field of vision from the side to the front, without focusing your attention on any one thing. You see what's going on, keep going. You observe, you take it in, you let it go. Someone walks past you, you observe that without reacting to it, without, you just examine it and let it go. In a way, we're removing ourselves from the experience. And we're avoiding getting into the trap of the mind taking over and having extraneous thoughts, which is very hard to do because we have this monkey mind, right? So jumping around all the time. It always wants to think, ponder, examine, try to figure out things. So we want to try to relax the mind, just like we're relaxing our bodies, right? As we do these exercises. And now just come down and relax, placing your hands on your lap, and just rest for a moment, and we'll move on. If it helps, you can close your eyes while you do these exercises. Sometimes that helps. So this peripheral vision technique is called eagle vision. It's one term for it. It's also known as peripheral vision. And it is the way that birds observe things. They take everything in and then they just focus on the things that are important to them to get the job done when it's necessary. Okay, so bring our hands up again. And we start a lot of these exercises out by imagining that we're holding a ball. And I like to call it the Tai Chi energy ball. And you might imagine that this ball is full of energy. And if you let the ball expand, it expands out, right? The energy expands out. As you contract the ball and push in a few inches and breathe out, you're pushing on the ball and you're contracting it. So there's this gentle pressure against you as the ball expands, right? As you breathe in, remember, as you expand and stretch out, you breathe in. And then as you push the ball in gently, a few inches, you feel a gentle resistance. is you're compressing that energy ball, all right? So let's play with that ball. Let it expand, breathe in. Push, contract, breathe out. Now let's turn it over 180 degrees, maintaining the shape of this ball, about the size of a basketball. And now let's turn it over another 180 degrees. Turn it one side, back to the other side. Bring the hands to the center on the sides and open and close. And come back down and relax. I'll be right back.
What?
Sorry for that. Okay. So now we're going to peel off one hand to the side. We're going to rotate one palm out to the side, rotating the palm toward your face and out to the side as we turn and look at it. So now that palm is going to end up on the right side, or you can go to the left. It doesn't matter. It's going to, that palm is going to end up opposite the ear, about 8 to 10 inches out from the ear. The elbow is pointing straight down. At the same time, the other hand is going to rotate down away in the other direction. It's going to block back like this. Now this is called, this particular movement done with both hands is called a horse strike. And if you start out holding a ball and you strike down and back, or strike down and to the sides, it's a very powerful blow. And it's a way of pushing somebody or some things away from you. And when it's done quickly with a lot of force, you're adding what's called fa jing. It's a energy term. It's a Chinese term. Fa jing means energy of force application. And when it's done fast, in a fast way, in a kind of jerky way like this, you're either pushing some things to the side or blocking something that's coming in from the back. And so in this exercise, that one hand is going to rotate down and block, and the other hand is going to rotate up and block. And so you're doing two things at the same time. They're both blocks, but they're different kind of blocks. So as one hand rotates out and blocks to the side, the other hand rotates down and blocks to the back. And the hands rotate in opposite directions. And now we go to the other side. And you can see there's a beautiful symmetry in this. And we're going to turn at the waist. This is going to give us some exercise around the waist, around the back and the spine. And we're going to look at that hand that's coming off to the side. Turning and looking, and as we stretch to one side or the other, we breathe in. As we come back to center, we breathe out. So we're going to slow down. So you can see the martial implications of these moves. Even though they're Qigong, you have these moves in Tai Chi as well, but they're separated. They're not done exactly this way. All right. Come back to center, open, close. Bring the hands down, relax. Come up, holding a ball. Open and close. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Now I'm going to form a ball on the side. I'm going to rotate. We're going to rotate this ball 180 degrees, and then we're going to turn to the side of the lower hand. That makes sense. So I'm going to turn it to the side that the lower fingers are pointing to. and then rotate back 180 degrees to holding the ball to center. And now we go to the other side. Remember, everything is done right-handed and left-handed. Just keep going back and forth to center. Hold the ball on the left, on the top and bottom. Rotate the ball to center, holding it on the sides. Turn, rotate it 180 degrees to holding it to top and bottom on the other side. Coming back to center. Keep going. Try to get a good stretch out of this. Stretching your arms, your shoulders, the wrists, the waist. Qigong means energy work. Stretching the tendons. Opening up the joints. Come back to center. Open and close. And now pushing to one side and the other. Now this is a little tricky. You're going to rotate your palms to one side from holding the ball. The fingers pointing straight out at your screen, and then push to that side. So it's like pushing against a surface, a wall that's right close to next to you. Your one elbow, the back elbow is jutted straight back. And this is a very horizontal move going around. And when you turn, you twist both palms in the other direction, pushing out with the backhand, coming around forward to the other side, bringing the front hand, which was on the other side, back, and pulling the elbow back and pushing to the other side. And now twist and turn and push. Twist and turn and push. Keep going. Keep breathing. Turn. Okay. Look straight out now. Practice eagle vision. Breathe, relax. Let your mind, let the thoughts go, just let them go. Imagine you're pushing against the gentle force. That connects all of the electrical circuits in your body, the meridians. I call this controlled relaxation. If you're completely relaxed, you would collapse, right? So you've got this kind of controlled, little bit of tension, but you're still relaxed. So you're relaxed internally and externally, right? That's what we're trying to achieve. All right, good. Come back to center, hold your energy ball and open and close, and come down. Okay, next, we're moving down. We're moving further down, and I'm going to move further back here so you can see what I'm doing. So we do this every time, and we're going to make two fists, rotate the heart of the fist up, which is fingers up, bring the back, so your elbows are straight back. And this is a Shaolin. You've heard of the Shaolin temples in China. I don't know if some of you may be old enough to remember a series called Kung Fu with David Carradine. And he trained as a young boy in the Shaolin temple. And then he emigrated to the United States in the Old West. This took place back in the 1800s. And he became kind of like a traveling knight, a knight errant. taking up the cause of good causes, always helping people out, getting in fights with bad guys and kicking them around. But anyway, this is in the Shaolin boxing, you always start with your hands in this position, the arms straight back. And so this is going to be a Shaolin exercise, a Shaolin boxing exercise, but it's really good for developing coordination and for especially for exercising the legs. And what you're going to do is you're going to now punch out straight, right through your shoulder line, and turn your fist over so that when you reach the end of that strike, the heart of the fist pointing down. So this is a very powerful blow because it uses a rotational force or energy, right? As you punch out, you're twisting 180 degrees, and it's a torsional energy that's described as a spiraling force. And in Tai Chi, you have circular and spiraling forces. A spiral is just another form of a circle, right? It's just a more complicated form of a circle. A spiral goes around and around and around like a screw, right? And a circle just goes around once. So you might think of a spiral as a continuous circle that's changing its shape, either in this direction or in this direction. And so as you punch out, you're turning that fist over, and that spiraling force adds more energy to the punch than just punching straight. So you see a lot of the punches in Tai Chi, or the strikes in Tai Chi, even with an open hand, moving out in a torsional spiraling way to drive and add more energy to it, because Tai Chi, in the Tai Chi fighting, in the fighting sense, everything is really close. And so your strikes are short distance. And in order to get a lot more energy into the strikes, you add these torsional movements, a kind of whip-like action, okay? And so as you punch out, you're going to kick with the other leg and bring them both back at the same time. Now, if you can't kick out as far as I'm kicking, it's perfectly okay. Just step out. And if you can't use your legs, just use your arms. So what I'm doing now is I'm just stepping out, touching the floor with my foot. And if I wanted to go a little higher, I go like that, eventually getting to a point where I can kick out straight. And you want to control these motions so that by the time your fist reaches its final destination, the foot is reaches its final destination, and then you bring them both back in at the same time. So there's a lot of intention in all of what we're doing. All right? We want to control these movements, so we have exquisite control over these movements. And we keep going. If you do this every day, a little at a time, I like to do 2 sets of 8. I like the number 8. Or 3 sets of 8. And relax between each set, okay? Remember to punch straight out, right through the shoulder line, and stretch. You're stretching those tendons, you're extending those joints. Two more. Ready? 1, 2. And now let's take a closing breath. So a closing breath is the same as an opening breath, except we're using it at the end of a session. And relax. Okay, great. Good job. I'm just checking the time. All right. So those are the basic set of exercises. I think what we're going to do today is we're going to go through the form, the Sun Style set, a couple of times. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. And if you need help or you'd like me to watch you do a particular movement or set of movements, you let me know. If you're muted, if you've muted your device, which you should be doing actually, if you press on your space bar, then you will be able to talk and I will be able to hear you. And if you have any comments or questions, I would like you to let me know. Welcome everyone. I'm just looking at the, okay. I'm looking at some of the chat messages here. Okay, so if you are new, just follow along. It's pretty simple, just follow. And here we go. So we're gonna relax, sit up straight. Place your hands at your side. Relax your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Tuck your chin in, raise your crown. They say if you raise your crown, you raise the spirit. Round your shoulders, hollow your chest. Pulling your chin in corrects a whole lot of posture, mispostures. Okay, so it's just a simple act of pulling your chin in and dropping your shoulders gets you really into the position you want to be in for this Tai Chi. What we're going to do is bring the hands out straight, arms stretched out, fingers dangling down, totally relaxed. Very good. Now, when you're stretched out, you bring the hands in and down to the waist. It's like an S-shaped movement. And now, just before you stop, you get to the waist, you push out and bring the arms back in and up to the chest and open and close. Breathing in and out. Push, open and close. You can do that as many times as you want. Open and close. And even this has an application that I'll show you later on if I can remember. Single whip is the next move. So that's the commencement or opening move. We turn the palms out slightly. We push out a few inches and extend at the same time to the sides. Not too far. We want our arms and our hands to look like a kind of swallow wings, right? Kind of a W shape. Next thing is we set up for cloud hands. We bring the right hand and right arm down in an arc down past the lap over to the left side, lining up the lower right hand under the left elbow. And the left hand is up, palm facing out about eye height. And now we switch up and down. Now, when you switch up and down, maintain the same vertical distance between the hands and don't move the positions of the hands. So you want those hands to line up vertically. And you want the change to happen in the same using the same distance apart. And now we go to cloud hands. So we're going to move both hands together over to the right side. And we get to the right shoulder line, we stop, and we're turning at the waist. Remember, the waist is moving, not the hands. Now we shift the hands up and down on the right side, just like before. And we pull to the left, turning at the waist. Both hands together. Keep going, switch. Pull to the right. Switch up and down. Now start pulling to the left, turning at the waist. Switch up and down. Wave hands like cloud to the right side. And at some point, what we do whenever we want is we turn the lower hand up, palm facing up. We bring it up, across and over the front as we turn to center with both hands, palms now facing each other as if we're holding a ball. And guess what? Open and close. Breathing in and out. Now, this open and close move is a kind of re-equilibration move. It resets our energy state to prepare us for the next movement. The next movement is brush knee. To do brush knee, we just rotate the hands over to the side. So we're just taking the palms and we're holding a ball and rotating both palms at the same speed over to the right until the left fingers touch the right elbow or close to the right elbow. At the same time, we turn to the right. And this is a lot like that exercise where we peel one hand down and block down, and then we roll one palm off to the side, look to the side, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing, except the left fingers are on the right elbow. We're looking back at that palm. Now, we're in a wound up position at this point around the waist. And you can feel that tension around the waist, right? Which is what you should be feeling. What I mean by wound up is that you should feel like you're a spring, like you're sprung. And the reason for that is in the next move, we're going to release this energy that we've created in this torsional movement around the waist. We're going to relax and turn the waist forward to face forward at the same time, pushing forward with the right hand, pushing straight out. And that's a strike straight out into somebody's face as we take the left hand, fingers on the left elbow, and we reach across with the straight arm and block across the waist as we push forward with the right hand and strike out straight. So what we're doing here is blocking across and pushing out and striking straight ahead. And as we do this, the arm that sweeps across is going to sweep across, and when it reaches the other side, we don't want to go all the way out here and bring it back in. As soon as it reaches the left side of your body, we bring it back in straight with palm facing down. And in this case, the left palm facing down with the left knuckle touching the thigh. And so this movement is from the right side, extending straight out, extending across, thumb down, as if we're pushing something aside, and then bring it right in. And that's that placeholder where we just place the thumb, knuckle of the thumb, to the left thigh, palm facing down. Right hand straight out. Okay, good. That's called brush knee, because it's kind of like you're brushing a knee. Next move is play the lute. Play the lute. What you're going to do is you're going to take the top hand and bring it down, bring the left hand up as if you're playing a harp. So now my left hand is up with my thumb pointing at my face, and my right hand is down with my thumb pointed up. My left palm is facing to the right. My right palm is facing to the left. And the arms should be at 90 degrees, the elbow. Just like you're playing a lute or a harp. And so all you're doing is bringing one hand down, the other hand up. And I like to think of it as like turning a wheel to the right. Great. So I'm just watching Dave do it. Dave, that's beautiful. If you can see Dave do it, maybe you can do it again from this position. See how he's turning his hands, one hand up and one hand down, but it's not just a vertical up and down. It's kind of a circular motion, like little half pan circles. And again, that's so Tai Chi-ish, the use of circular motions, even when they appear to be linear. Okay, so now we're play the lute, and we're going to do a series of moves that are called it's one move, but it's actually two deflections, a parry, and a punch. We turn the lower hand up and the upper hand down. And now what we do is we push the lower hand out, we pull the upper hand in, we strike out with the lower hand, and we brush the hands together as they slide past each other. Okay? So my right palm is out, palm facing up, fingers pointing up. This is called knife fingers at the level of your opponent's throat. And the right hand comes down in this case, and guess what? It locks into that same position as we had with brush knee. Palm down, thumb, knuckle touching the thigh. Palm down. Now, this should feel like you're making an offering to somebody. All right? We're going to do this again. So we're going to just do it in the opposite direction. We turn both palms over, left palm up, right palm down, push out, pull in, brush the hands past each other, bring the right palm down to the right hip, the left palm straight out, palm up, fingers pointing out straight, knife finger. All right? Now, parry and punch. We make two fists first without changing positions. We roll the left forearm over in front of our chest and punch up, straight up over the left wrist. This is straight. And in this case, the punch is going to be with the eye of the fist up. So this is the eye of the fist. If you make a fist and you look down at it, you'll see this donut shape made between your forefinger and your thumb. That's the eye. The heart is the fingers. The eye is the hole. And we're punching eye up. So what we're really doing here is we're deflecting as we strike out and come up. It's a deflection, as if you can imagine somebody punching in at you. You come to the side and you deflect that force off to the right using as little energy as possible. And then we do it one more time, just for the heck of it, to get the practice and to make it symmetrical. And the parry is if somebody punches at you, you reach out, you grab their wrist and you pull it over, away from your body, and then punch up over that. So parry means to push something aside. And there's two different ways to parry. One is to grab a wrist and pull it over, out of the way. And the other is just to simply slap it aside and punch over. And other styles of Tai Chi will do it that way. Instead of reaching over and grabbing and turning over across like this, they will just simply slap the punch that's coming at you aside and then strike up over it or under it. So you can do it either way. So you can do 1, 2, make two fists, slap over, bring your palm over open and punch under, or bring your palm up across over to deflect to the side and punch over. Is that clear? Whatever way you want to do it. They're both equally effective, and they're useful in different situations, right? No one thing works every time in every situation, obviously, right? So you need to have a repertoire of movements that you would use when in a situation when it's appropriate or inappropriate. So that's this move here, either this way or this way, under or over. And so that's where we end up here. Okay, now the next move is calling block. A calling block is simply opening the hands up. So you just splay your fingers out. Bring your hands up like a butterfly with the palms facing out. So here you're protecting yourself. And now drawing those hands in, palms facing out, elbows down. It's a splitting force coming in, protecting your face. Right. So you want to have, Dave, you want to have your hands, you're like this, Dave, you want to have your hands kind of pointing toward each other. Yeah, like that. But it's not a good idea to have your elbows up, because then somebody can come over here like this. And right. So if your elbows are down, you're less vulnerable, right? Of having somebody lift your elbows up and doing some damage to your uh, shoulder. And so the movement is pulling in, protecting the face, and bringing the elbows down and in like this. Beautiful. All right, nice, Dave. Now, you're going to then push out. So this is a move that is actually very useful. And usually the way it's used is if somebody were to come in and try to strangle you, to come in and kind of either grab your shoulders or choke you, you can do this move. You can, and here's where the commencement comes up. You break that force like this, and their arms go to the side, all right? You bring your hands in like this to protect your face. You bring your hands down and you push them away. So it's 1, 2, 3. All right, so it's break, protect, bring your hands down and push them away. Okay, so that's a useful way to defend yourself without hurting somebody, without hurting the other person. Okay, so open the hands up, calling block, bringing the hands down slightly, pushing out, bring the hands in, and finally open and close. So we've done 12 movements. We're going to do 12 more movements in the other direction. Now, some of these movements are non-directional, right? Like open and close is what? Unidimensional, non-dimensional. I mean, it doesn't have a right hand and left hand. But we end up with open and close. If we wanted to end our Tai Chi session here, we just do the opposite of the commencement, bring the hands straight out and to the sides. But we're going to go on. So after open and close, we're going to do single whip, eliminating commencement. We're going to push out, extend to swallow wings, and now we're going to line up on the other side. We lined up on the left side before. Now we're going to bring the left hand over to the right, lining the left palm down under the right elbow, switch on that side up and down, turn to the left instead of the right, switch up and down, pull to the right, turning around the waist, switch up and down, pull to the left, switch up and down. You can do this as many times as you want. Pull to the right, nice and slow, turn the lower palm up, bring it up in an arc across, turning forward, holding a ball in front of you, and open and close. And brush knee. This is brush knee left. Rotate the hands to the left. Right finger on left elbow, turn, look back at your right palm, just opposite your left ear, about 8 inches. Extend that lower right arm across, blocking across, thumb down, pushing straight out with the left hand, bringing the right palm in, down, locking the thumb to the hip again, on the right side this time. Brush knee. Now, play the lute. Dave is going to show us how to play the lute. The upper hand comes down, the right hand comes up in a circular motion. Very good, thank you. Arms at 90 degrees. Deflect parry punch, turn the palms over, left palm up, right palm down. Push out the lower palm, brushing the hands together. Push out, up with the, or in with the lower palm, upper palm, out with the lower palm. Left fingers, left palm up, right palm down at the waist. Turn the palms over one more time, another deflection, scraping the hands past each other. Again, turning at the waist as we do this. Make two fists. Parry, pulling the right arm across the chest, striking up over the left wrist. Okay? Or if we wanted to, we could slap across instead of folding the right arm over across the chest. We could just slap across the chest and punch over that hand or under that hand. Opening the palms up, calling block, extend, pull back, elbows down, come in and push. Bring the hands back into the chest and open and close. And if we end Tai Chi now by just extending the arms out, fingers pointing out, and finally down to the sides, that would be 24 movements. But we're going to go on. Now, to go on, we're back here at open and close. We're going to do a movement called man walking, straightening out his clothes. To get to that, we have to do one more brush knee, and it's going to be done in the same direction as we did the last one on the left side. Rotating the palms over. This will give you more practice doing this. Rotate palms over to the left, right palms on the left elbow, turn, look back. The typical brush knee, sweep across with the right hand. Your thumb should be facing down, sweeping across, pulling in, back down to the waist as you push out with the left hand. And now this man walking move is you imagine that you're pulling a gun out of the right holster, pushing it out, pulling it out, pointing it forward, opposite the left hand, which pulls in. Now the palms are facing each other at this point. And you want to do this until the right palm is slightly ahead of the left palm, so that the left fingers of the left hand just about touch the right inside of the right wrist. All right. So if we're brush knee, left hand, and finish brush knee, left hand straight out, right hand down at the waist, palm down. Pull the gun out of the holster, push it forward, bring the left palm in. They're facing each other. Touch the left fingers to the right wrist. And now open the palms up like you're opening up a book, like a leaf opening up. Arms should still be straight out. Pull them in to your chest, then up under your chin. Very good. Now, at this point here, you want to maintain the connection of the left fingers to the right wrist. Even though we're going to change and we're going to move the palms around, you want to make sure that connection is made. So you can, if you practice this, you can move your palms around in different directions, right? Without losing the contact that I'm talking about, all right? And so you're coming in like this, you maintain that contact, you push straight out. And now what you do is rotate, your arms are straight out, left fingers on the inside of the right wrist, palms facing up. You rotate to the side, all the way to the side as you turn slowly as far as you can. So it's a 90-degree turn. And what this is this is a block, right? This is where you're blocking something, a strike to the side. But we do it slowly, slow to the side. And now rotate it's hard to explain, but you're going to rotate the right palm around as if you're holding a tray. Imagine you're holding a tray and you don't want to drop the teacups on the tray. You rotate them around and under your chin, bringing under your chin like you're holding a tray, going to serve something. You still have that contact with the fingers. Now you push both palms facing out without losing contact with the wrist. You see how I've done that? So I'm just swiveling things around like this. Swiveling out to the side, swiveling in, palms now facing out, and I'm guiding this strike, pushing out straight. The fingers of my left hand slightly touching the joint of the thumb. And so the purpose of the left hand in this case is to guide the strike out in the front direction. Bring the hands in to holding the ball and open and close. And now I'm going to want to stop here and extend the hands out and come down and relax. Okay. So let's see, how many moves is that? That's 24. The brush knee on the left side would be 25. And this other move is 26. So this other move has got a lot of moves built into it, but it's still defined as one move. And it's a compound move, and it's fairly complicated and takes a little while to get used to. It turns out to be my favorite one because there's a lot of things going on with the hands moving in different directions and the arms moving in different directions, and there's this kind of flow of things that take place in different planes. They're taking place in this plane here, right, which is the sagittal plane. As you come out and forward, right, that's the sagittal plane. You pull the gun out, and then you're doing more in the sagittal plane. You're going along the horizontal plane, right, and then back to the sagittal plane again, in and out. We're not going up and down unless you consider this move up and down. So I guess that would use the third plane. So it's got a lot of different aspects to it that make it a compound move and make it a little bit complicated, but that also makes it more interesting in my mind. We're going to get a chance to do all of this in the opposite direction. And once you get used to doing it in both directions, you will feel differently about your body. I can guarantee you that. And it's very subtle. You may not be aware of it, but it will manifest itself in the way you carry yourself, in your level of confidence, self-confidence, in your in just your in a lot of, it'll influence it'll have an impact, influence on your life in some subtle, if not profound ways. Okay, let's see what time is. Wow, it's 11:30. Time does fly, or 12:30. All right. So once again, we've run out of time. There's so much to do with this. I wanted to leave some time to do some 5-animal frolic Qigong, which is fun. If you're new to this, then you probably may have heard about it, or you haven't done it. Next time, what we'll do is we're going to do all 5 of the 5-animal frolic exercises, which are a lot of fun to do. And so I'll spend less time on Tai Chi. So until next Tuesday, have a good week. This means the fist is strength, the open hand is respect.
Thank you so much, Master Ralf.
Thank you, Shifu.
You're welcome.